Hello, hello, hello. I'm here again to give my profound ramblings on art I've created or art I've seen. Now, this is a piece I was not inspired by anything this time. My ideas were for this idea was, I guess, to be fair, generally society and all that, but like all artists are like that. For now, I was thinking how everybody in different sections, different cultures have what I would call a different shade of color, a different life experience from one another. But if you extract it far back as possible, it's just black. Just black, dull, and like deep. It's hard to describe because I'm one, low energy right now, so I can't properly think or talk or experience any of this. But it all just kind of melds into one giant human experience. And you, as a person living or walking throughout society, has to choose to have to dive down into that so-called human experience and pick out the information that you want. The problem is you don't really do that when you're born or when you're a child or when you're young. Experiences are forced upon you. They dye you in certain colors. They make you act in certain ways. You don't be yourself because yourself is chosen by others. Self isn't something that you have any choice over. You don't get to decide what it is. Experiences and colors are just forced upon you. That creates a set of patterns within your being that accumulate over time, overlap with different patterns, and none your personality is born. The self is made. The problem is, though, yourself, the self, is flawed. It's not what you desire. Not something that is completed or perfected. I mean, that's why therapy exists. But so you notice a different self, someone else, and they just shine super brightly in comparison. They have everything you want. They don't seem to have any fears, any worries. You want to be that. So now you have to live life in a circumstance you didn't want to, taking an experience that you might not exactly desire and become that ideal self. Sometimes, though, when you're taking that information while aiming for yourself, you try to protect your ideal self from worries, from experiences that you are experiencing, from experiences that you are intaking, from scenarios that you're in. But you're not really realizing that your ideal self probably would have went through those experiences either way. They might even have overcome those experiences to become that ideal self. You might pass someone across the street who is like a role model, who's a goal for you, someone you want to be. Only problem is that someone you want to be, you don't see them as them. You see them as someone else. You see them as not really a person, more a goal. And that goal might not necessarily be the best goal. You just don't like your experiences. You just don't like the shade of your life. You don't like the color that you are now. You see someone who's shining blue, bright, strong, intelligent, and you want to be that. So you gotta figure out how to change your gray into someone else's. Only problem with that is, how does one change a gray into a blue? How does that make any sense? How does anything I've said so far make any sense? It doesn't. That person you want to be, he, he might be so vastly different from yourself that to change gray to blue requires a total system change. it might require you to like destroy parts of yourself, parts that you might not even realize are there. Since you're so busy idealizing someone else, you might not even realize the parts of yourself that you need to destroy to become that someone else. I know I'm going to inject you with some more of my ramblings because I need to fill this up to 10 minutes. You think of yourself as blank, as empty, as white. So becoming blue is simple. Just add blue in your life. Copy his habits, maybe speech patterns, maybe the way he dresses. You latch on to something. You think you can become that thing. You think you're so empty that it would just be easy to be someone else. The problem is, no one's empty. Just no one looks in. You don't notice your own color until someone points it out. Black kids don't notice they're black until they go to a white school. You can trust me on that. You need to be able to recognize what color you are before you can decide to change into a different color. And that requires an extraordinary, an extraordinary amount of effort that not everybody has, that not everyone can do. Because, like I've said, you come into this world pretty blank. You come into this world pure white. You come to this world empty. Then experiences are forced upon you, colors are shown to your eyes, and you become someone else. You aren't pure anymore. You're slightly more completed, but you aren't pure. You aren't empty. So, doing, trying to unempty yourself, trying to become pure, is it requires a depth of ego I have not experienced, that I may never experience, or a slight addition of something, addition of a different color. But if your color is so dramatically opposed to someone else's color, is it even possible to do that? In your process to become a different color, you might notice another color that shines brightly. Instead of blue, you might notice red. It's fiery, it's passionate. They are straightforward, they're honest. They can just go out to the world with the head eye. You might notice green, loving, caring, down to earth, though. Very funny. Can you really can you really decide what color you want to be? If you're gray, won't they all be attracted to you? Won't they all be attractive to you? They shine brightly. People love them. But you're here, unloved. But like the basis of society, you know? Everyone needs a gray. Grays are important. They shade. They set the tone very well. But they don't shine. Grays rarely shine. But you want to, though. You can't help yourself. It's a need. It's a need to complete yourself, but you can't do it. Because on your way to becoming a different color, you can't even look at yourself properly. You can't even see what you like. You can't even see what's wrong with you. You just spend so much time looking how others are better than you, how others have what you don't have. And if you do ever sit down and decide to change, you lack pure and true discipline to decide what you want to be. You notice all the other colors, you get distracted, you fleet. You move from one to the other, to the other, to the other. It's hard to control. But you can't stop. Because, hey, you came into this world pure, but the world left you with with a desire for more. You came to this world empty, but the world filled you up and then made the pot 10 times bigger. It made the pot infinite. You always need something. You always want a different color. You want to be the brightest of all of them. You want to shine with all the colors of the world. You just want to be something. Anything, you know? Just take. You notice how dreary and depressing and black everything else is. But within it, you see a bunch of colors. You see a bunch of experiences. A bunch of lifestyles that are just foreign to you. Something outside of your being. And you try to understand them. You try to observe them. You try to understand why they work or how they work, all in order to become something, something better, something you're not. But you can't understand how it works. You're so fundamentally different that to understand how it works to become that thing, you have to become that thing to understand how it works to become that thing. It's a cycle. It's a having this vicious cycle that I don't think you can escape, or that it's hard to escape. You just need to erase yourself, maybe. Get rid of the color. Get rid of the gray. Hmm. I'm sorry for my ramble. I probably repeated quite a bit. Thank you for watching. I might make a video next week. Who knows? Have a good time. Oh, but I'm not saying you can't be something else. I'm saying that you might not be looking at yourself well enough to become something else. That sometimes trying to understand something isn't helping. Sometimes you just gotta do. And even if you do, you gotta observe. It's a delicate balance. Because if you just do, you'll fail. If you just try to spend time understanding, you'll fail. You won't even get up. You gotta do, hit the wall, understand. Do, hit the wall, understand. Do, hit the wall, understand. You gotta be picky. You can't want everything because you'll never get anywhere. This is the true end. Thank you for watching. Um, Maybe I'll do this again. Who knows? Have a good life.